Has there ever been a time in your life that you can remember just feeling extremely supported? You remember how great that felt? Maybe growing up with athletics and training, competition, or academics, trying to perform really well and excel. Maybe even more recently, something with your family, kids, relationally, professionally. The extra support from others makes all the difference because when we lack it in ourselves, maybe because of obstacle or self doubt, having that support from others makes all the difference to help carry us through. And it also is the same for when you don't feel supported. And I think those examples, unfortunately, are a lot easier to think of when there's a time in our life where we didn't have the support or belief of others that we care about and whose opinion matters to us. Maybe it's a goal and they just didn't see the vision or understand why you were making sacrifices and working on the goal. And so you started to question, is this worth it? Am I on the right track? Should I really be focusing in this area? And you start to question your own values, belief, opportunities because of others. It's not their fault. It's just how we are wired as humans. We care what other people think, no matter how hard we try not to. We just try to get a little better to care about those who really matter and their opinions. Not everybody's opinion matters. You don't know most people, just like when you're online and people say mean things, leave comments that you just are thinking, how could you even say that? So you have to get good at knowing who to listen to, who to go to for advice, and whose opinion really matters in your life. So today I want to dive in more of what it looks like to be supported, how to seek this out from the right crowd and your circles, and how to do this for others. So if you can ever think of a time in your life where you felt supported or unsupported, or where you maybe have been this person for somebody else, hopefully in a positive example, but it can also be a time when you think back and wish you had said something differently or had just been more present for them in their goal because it is their life. So let's dive in. Are you too busy to prep healthy meals? Do you feel self-conscious about your body and your clothes not fitting right, but you don't have time to work out? Does your life feel unorganized and messy? Do you wish you had routines and habits that made health simple, even with your busy schedule? I know, I've been there. Hi, I'm Shannon Marquita, and no one ever really taught me how to eat healthy. I didn't know anything about nutrition, so I found myself eating whatever was easy, which definitely impacted my energy, weight, and focus. That's why I created this podcast, to show you that through healthy habits and time management, you can know you're doing health right. So stop scrolling social, clicking the ads, and buying all the things. Let's grab our Americano and pop in our AirPods. It's time to solve the real problem together. Welcome home. A fresh start awaits. For as long as I can remember, when somebody would ask me, what do you want to be when you grow up? I would confidently say pediatric anesthesiologist. Now, as an adult, that doesn't seem like a crazy idea. But considering I was under 10 when I started giving this example, most people didn't know why I felt that way because it's difficult to pronounce. Most elementary school kids don't even know what that is, let alone can they spell it. However, I by no means was most kids. For those of you who don't know my story, here is a brief overview. When I was about 6 months old, I caught a very rare disease that caused me to have surgery at UF's hospital, Shands Hospital, and the reason being it was fatal within 72 hours. Yes, it sounds scary, and I can't even imagine my young mom going through that, but she's a strong person, if anybody has met her, and she navigated that beautifully. So because of it, here I am today. Now, despite the surgery at 6 months old, I have had to have many other surgeries in my life, one of which included a full hip replacement. So if you asked me in elementary school what I wanted to be, the reason I said pediatric anesthesiologist is because that's the person I remember the most having an impact on my life through a lot of those scary situations. They were there before the procedure to comfort me, to make sure everything went smoothly, and they were the first person I saw when I woke up. So, of course, I wanted to model that profession and for other kids, be that safe place in uncertain times. Now, for those of you who know me now, clearly are listening to this podcast, I did not go that route. Do I regret it? No. Things always work out like they're supposed to. I have zero doubt in that statement. But why didn't I go that route? There was definitely a fork in the road moment for me, and I honestly didn't even realize it at the time. But I remember as I was getting older and going through really having to choose my track in life before college, in college, I was taking the courses and I was going the route needed in order to pursue this profession. But I started to have whispers of doubt, not only in myself, but things I would hear from others. Very innocent comments. By no means am I upset with anybody or do I wish they hadn't said it. It was very innocent. But it was things to think about, and I thought about them, and clearly I made my decision. Some of them had to do with physical limitations. Could I do the pieces that were necessary in medical school and residency? Could I sustain what was needed for the long hours and commitment? Now, looking back, could I have? Yes, definitely. But when you already have some seeds of doubt in your mind and other people start giving you other things to think about that you hadn't even considered, especially when you're young, especially when you are developing your level of maturity, it can start to feel overwhelming. The doubt, the uncertainty, the concerns. And so I thought, you know what? You're right. I don't think I can do it. I think I would be great at it. I have zero doubt in that aspect, but I didn't want to get all the way into the deep commitments of residency and having done all the school and not been able to reach the finish line. So unfortunately, I did stop pretty much, I don't want to say before I started, but before I got too deep into it that I couldn't turn around or would feel like a failure. It was really a protective mechanism, but I did it and I chose a different route. Now, I don't regret it. I am grateful for the life that I'm living and the way that I'm able to serve. And I also have no doubt that even if I had pursued that profession and career path, I would still be doing this right now because I am called to serve. I have full confidence and passion in that. I love teaching other people how to build their own confidence and help others and to set healthy boundaries and to build consistency in their life and healthy habits. So I am fully standing where I'm supposed to be. And whether I chose a different career path or the one that I am in now, I would still be doing what I love. So in that, I want to say to you, if you look back on any piece of your life and you ask yourself, what if? Those are two words that are extremely powerful. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Letters to Juliet. If you haven't, it's a good movie. I definitely recommend it. But there is a line in that movie. This is not verbatim. This is completely off of memory. But it talks about the words what and if. How independently they are good words that can stand alone, ask questions, can point to different thought processes to consider. But when you put them side by side, they are extremely powerful and really just not to live in regret because you could spend your life asking what if forever and it could cause you to spiral. It could cause you to be paralyzed by lack of belief or wondering and really stop you from living in the present and your current life to its full potential. So again, if you haven't seen that movie, I enjoy it and I also enjoy that line, so watch out for it because it's going to stick with you. But I share that story because it's extremely relevant to today's episode. Do you feel supported? I have been blessed to feel supported in my life. No matter my choices on what I wanted to do, what I wanted to pursue, what I'm learning about, but that's not always the case. I have made decisions in my life that people didn't understand. Why are you pursuing an online business before it was really a thing? Why are you doing home workouts? How are those even productive or successful? Why are you drinking a shake daily when you get your nutrients from real foods? Why are you choosing to live here or travel there or be friends with these people or not attend this event or that activity? The list goes on. because it's human nature to question things that we don't understand. And that is something that I really want you to lean into today and to accept is not everybody is going to understand your life's choices. They're yours. This is your life. You're not living the same track and path and choices and experiences as other people, and they aren't as you either. So naturally, people are going to question pieces of your life, and that's okay. You need to know without a shadow of a doubt why you're doing what you're doing. And if you are unsure, ask yourself questions like, does this support my values? Does this help me become who I want to be? Does this support my long-term goals and where I want to be in my life and who I want to become? If the answer is yes, then go for it. If you're unsure, talk to people in your life who you respect, who have seen you in different seasons of life. Get their opinion, ask their input, but at the end of the day, realize it's just that. It's their opinion and their input, and you need to hold it up against your values and your goals and see if they align. It's meant to help you think about things from a different perspective that maybe you hadn't considered, but at the end of the day, it's your decision what you want to do, what you want to pursue, and who you want to be. So whether you feel supported or not, those are things that maybe you need to look around at your friend group and your support system. If you don't have one, then that's a good place to start. Why don't you think you have one? Are you putting yourself in situations with people who align with your values and goals? Are you being social? Are you making an effort to have friends? To not only be a good friend, but to let people into your life so that they can be a good friend to you too. So that's an entirely another episode in itself, but that is a part of being supported is who do you let surround you in your life and who do you seek guidance and input from? But at the end of the day, you need to be okay with the decisions that you are making for your life. And if you aren't feeling supported, to do a check-in with those that you do respect and who know you and ask for their input and perspective. But then if you do support where you are and where you want to go and the choices that you're making align with your values and your vision, then keep going. It's okay that everybody doesn't see your vision or share it. It's not their vision, it's not their goals, it's yours. So you need to get good at verbalizing and sharing with those that are important to you in your life and where you're going. But you need to also be okay that everybody is not going to share the vision and understand it, but supporting you is a way of loving you. So as long as you're not doing anything harmful, as long as that it is healthy vision and healthy goals and your choices are supporting a brighter future, then that's all you can ask from them at the end of the day if they still don't share in your vision, is to just support you, to love you as you go on this journey, and to invite them alongside you to walk it with you and just show them what you're working towards and who you want to be. They might catch the vision, they might not, but for those that really support you and want to see you do well in life, whether or not they get it, whether or not they want to join you, they are going to love you and want the best for you. So I am wishing you the very best. I can't wait to see you win. If you have any questions on how to make goals, how to set up the healthy boundaries, how to share your vision or support one another, because just like we ask for support in our lives, it's very important for us to give it too. Part of being a friend to others and helping our relationships become stronger is to be there for those that we care about in critical moments, because just like we can feel unsure or not sure where to turn or how to take the next step, we want to be that friend to others and our loved ones. So ask questions. What are you working on? What are some obstacles that I can help support you or that you want to talk through? I know I have different pieces in my life where I seek out those conversations with my friends. Hey, you want to get together and just catch up? Here's what I'm going through right now. Here's some upcoming conversations or situations that I'm going to find myself in. Can we kind of bounce ideas off of each other? Or can I get your thoughts on this? And that's just a way of being a good friend and letting other people be a good friend to you too. So if you have any questions, I always love hearing from you, what you're going through in life. What are your wins? and just how I can support you from near and far. And if you haven't heard, I launched in June a Fresh Start membership community. So it is OG pricing right now. I can promise you it's never going to be this price again, but you can join every month. There are different categories of motivation, accountability, nutrition, just a section even for laughing, because that is part of our healthy habits, is remembering not to take life too seriously. So you can go to my website, shannonmarquita.com, read more about it, and I would love to see you inside. And remember, if one-on-one is working better for you, that I always have coaching packages available and would love to make a plan that works best for you in this stage of life. So you can find that on my website too with all the details. That's shannonmarquita.com, MARQUETA. I hope you have a great week. Love you guys. If this podcast helped, challenged, or inspired you in some way, I would love it if you'd do me a huge favor and leave me a review over on Apple Podcasts. It helps me to hear from you and know how this is best serving you. And go ahead and screenshot this and share it in your stories. Tag me at Shannon Marquita. That's ShannonMarqueta. And send it over to a friend in a text who is ready for healthy changes in her life too. Let her know that this episode might serve her as well. I am just so grateful for you and would love to hear from you. Come hang out and let's connect over in my Facebook group, bit.ly.com/afreshstart, or send me a message. I look forward to seeing you back here in a few days.